If you're about to renovate or build your home here in the UAE, I want to talk to you about one of the most expensive mistakes I see people make over and over again. And no, it's not the contractor who runs away with your money. It's not the wrong tile choice. It's something that happens before any of that. It's who you call first. So first, let's talk about what's actually possible here, because the UAE market is genuinely unique. And most renovation advice that you'll find online just simply doesn't apply. If you're looking to build from scratch on your own plot, that's actually quite rare for expats. Freehold land ownership for non-nationals is restricted to specific designated zones, and there are only a handful of communities where you can purchase a plot and build from the ground up. For UAE nationals, the options are far broader. For most people though, what you're working with is either a shell and core unit or an existing property you want to completely transform. And in most established communities, you're working within strict guidelines. The facade, external appearance, and community rules are non-negotiable. The creativity happens entirely on the inside, which is exactly where it should be. Now, when someone decides to renovate or build here, they typically go one of three ways. The first is the architectural route, especially on new builds. And on the surface, this makes sense because you need an architect. You need someone who can act as architect of record to deal with the authorities, get the permits, so people go to a firm. And what I see consistently is that these firms have a signature style. You'll look at project after project in their portfolio and they all feel the same. Grand entrance halls, imposing facades, impressive on paper and in a magazine, but nobody sat down with that family and asked, how do you actually live? Where do your kids do their homework? Do you work from home? Do you need quiet? Do you love to cook? Do you eat out every night? The architecture leads, the client follows, and the result is a home that looks incredible in a brochure, but never quite feels like their home. The second route, and this is even more common on renovations, is going straight to a contractor. The thinking goes, I'll save money, I'll manage it myself. Maybe I'll bring in a decorator at the end to finish it off. I've seen this story end so many times. By the time the decorator arrives, and I've been that person, the layouts are fixed. The kitchen has no flow, the layouts have no ergonomic logic, no proper zoning. The lighting is harsh without a thought given to the ambiance, the art placement, or how furniture will actually sit in the space, or the different moods throughout the day. There are dead corners everywhere, wasted space that nobody planned around, the bathroom layouts that completely ignore storage. And now you're spending money to fix decisions that were made without any design thinking behind them at all. And fixing it later always costs more, financially and mentally. Here's the bigger shift that I don't think it's talked about enough. The UAE, it used to be a transient place. People came for their 3 or 5 year plans. They rented, they bought something with resale in mind. They treated it like a temporary stop on the way to somewhere else. This is not the UAE that I see anymore. The golden visa has changed everything. Long-term residency, family stability, developing roots. People are choosing this as their forever home, not their next posting. They're raising their children here. They're thinking about where they want to be in 20 or 30 years. And I should know, I've been here for 18 years and I've raised my own family here. This is my home and I have no plans for any other. The conversation I have with clients sounds completely different from 5 years ago because it's the same conversation that I've had with myself. And when this is your forever home, the home where your children grow up, where you build your life, the investment in getting it right at the beginning stops being a luxury. It becomes the only logical choice. And here's something worth knowing. Even if you do plan to sell in 5 or 10 years, a home where a designer was involved from the start, where the layout works, where the details are considered, the finishes are cohesive, will achieve meaningfully better resale. It shows. Buyers feel it the moment that they walk in. I hear this constantly from clients who have been house hunting before coming to me. They say every home we looked at had zero personality. Everything felt sterile or like a hotel lobby that nobody actually lives in. And the moment that you want to make it your own, you're looking at a full renovation before you have even moved in. But when a home has been designed with intention, with layers, with depth, with real personality, buyers don't want to change a thing. That's the difference. That's your return on investment. So, what does it look like when you bring a designer in first? It starts with a conversation that has nothing to do with materials or colors. And I want to be clear, this isn't a questionnaire. This isn't a form that you fill out online. This is time that's spent with you, in person, getting to know you as people, as a family, understanding how you actually move through your days, not just what you think you want your home to look like. It starts with, how do you move through your home in the morning? Where do you decompress at the end of the day? How do you entertain? Do you host large groups or intimate dinners? Do you need the children's world to be separate from yours or integrated? Do you work from home? And if so, what does that space need to feel like? From those answers, everything else flows. PowerPoints go exactly where you need them, not where the contractor defaulted. AC placement is considered so you're not freezing at the dinner table or waking up cold at 3 a.m. Lighting design to shift with the time of day or your mood, not just to illuminate the room. Joinery is built around how you actually store and live, not lifted from a catalog. And when something doesn't belong, even if it looks impressive on plan, it goes. Because good design is not about what stands out. It's about what feels right. So if you're at the beginning of renovation or a new build here in the UAE, pause before you call the contractor, before you go to a firm because someone recommended them, before you rush to get started. Just ask yourself, does this person I'm about to hand my project to actually know how I want to live in this home? Because that is the question. And that single question is the difference between a house that just looks good and a home that looks incredible and actually works for you. That's what I do at Studio SuCo. And if you're thinking about starting a project, I'd love to talk. The link is in the description.